Very soon, we could see all adults here in the United States being eligible to get a vaccine.
President Biden has moved up the date when it comes to allowing all adults in the U.S. to get access to the vaccine to the middle of April. That's great news for people who are trying desperately to get in for these vaccinations, but you still do need to get an appointment. So there are many people out there who are currently hitting refresh over and over again on their computers, who are in Facebook groups trying to find access to these appointments. The good news is that you're allowed to get access to the vaccine. The challenge is going to be actually getting that appointment time from your local medical center or a pharmacy or some other vaccination center.
Michelle, the other interesting development was the White House pushing back against the idea of vaccine passports, right? This kind of, I suppose, will calm some of the controversial discussion that's been going on in the US. But what does it mean when you've got, for example, countries like Greece saying that they will require documentation to visit there?
It's going to be a huge challenge how to open up the country, especially if we're going to be relying on vaccines. We're seeing companies, for example, Norwegian Cruise is saying that they're going to start their cruising again this summer and that everybody on board, their passengers and their workers, are all going to be vaccinated. But how do you do that without some kind of federal, a government-approved vaccine passport? But the White House has been very clear on this, saying that they don't want to get involved in it. They don't think that's the proper role for the White House. Even in the beginning, before they had come out definitively and said no, their point was this is something they thought that the private market should be handling. It's definitely going to be a challenge as we're starting to see additional places, including California, saying that they're going to start opening up, removing all restrictions when it comes to numbers and social distancing limits in restaurants and opening up music and other sporting events. So figuring out how to thread this needle is absolutely going to be a challenge if everything that you're relying on is people being immunized through vaccine. You can't be sure that you know those people are vaccinated. You're just setting yourself up for disaster.
In the meantime, we are seeing more vaccines available worldwide. The UK rolling out Moderna.
Great news for the UK, especially because we know these mRNA vaccines are very effective and they're very quick to make. We know that the companies are working on second-generation vaccines, and once you get the process up and running, you can very quickly swap out new versions of the vaccine to get at some of these novel variants that are up and running. Of course, the UK is very far ahead when it comes to vaccinating, especially compared to Europe. So the idea that they're going to get yet another type of vaccine broadly available to their population that has already been vaccinating among the fastest in the entire world is great news for them.